You're losing altitude, 500 feet a minute.
Yeah.
Nice and controlled. Okay. So you see how that practice we just did for a half hour, 40 minutes? You're already getting a basic skill already mastered, which is how do you descend into the airport?
Yeah.
If you learn the right way in the beginning, the rest comes a lot easier.
2 days before Christmas, 2022, we got John here, going for his second flight in a small plane. You went about a year ago, you said, or last summer.
6 months ago.
But he's not been in a Piper before.
Pull back on the controls for me. Pull towards you a little bit. There you go. It's hard to see without being in front of you, but the horizon, you look out to the left, see the horizon out to the right?
Yeah.
It's just, looks like it's cutting right through here. That's exactly what we want. We're at about 73 knots, which is a good rate of climb for this aircraft. I want you to fly at this heading right here.
Got it.
So steer towards wherever that little blue heading bug is.
Got to be using the rudders for that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you get the heading, eyes back outside though. We'll use visual. Just try to keep the wings level. The plane constantly wants to turn left on you.
Yeah, I see that.
Because that's a left turning tendency. See how that ball is slightly out to the right?
Uh-huh.
Push in a little harder and hold with that right foot. There we go. And then keep the wings level with your hands.
Is that a thing with most planes where it like has a tendency to turn to one side or the other?
This plane, the motor turns this way.
Oh, okay.
The propeller does. Newton's law said action, reaction.
Yeah,
Motor turns that way, plane wants to turn that way. There's other factors with the propeller and other things that as well, we would get into that down the road. Let's go ahead and bank to the right.
So when I'm turning, am I mostly using the rudders or also the yoke?
The yoke is primary.
Okay.
The rudder is secondary. There we go.
And same with horizon,
Bank,
just keep a...
bank is good. Yeah, go put the horizon in the same spot and see what happens though.
It was like right here?
The horizon's off to the side over here, right?
Oh,
if you look outside, yeah. So if you put it over here, go ahead and do it.
Traffic Cherokee
Pull back until the horizon gets there.
3000 Angels Gate slow flight.
Pull back until the horizon cuts through here. See that? Now we're in the climb, so it's different. It's called parallax. You're sitting on the left side of the plane. So now just touch the horizon right off this left edge here for me.
Right off this, okay.
Yeah, just keep the horizon right off that left edge.
Like right there?
Cool. I'll just make gentle forward and back pitch movements on the yoke to keep it right in the same spot. Looks like we're in a little descent, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's change that aim point. Maybe have the horizon, instead of being on the edge, a little farther in. Forward and back on the yoke to keep the horizon touching in that new spot that you have. You notice that you're holding altitude nicely.
Yep.
Just by looking outside. Pulling back too much. Let that nose come down a little bit. I want more.
I'm having a little bit of trouble, like knowing exactly where the horizon is.
Out there?
Yeah.
We're Queens
Just
Gate,
where the sky ends.
500 and traveling eastbound.
Consider that the horizon.
I'm trying to line up the edge of the nose, correct?
Yeah, the very edge of the nose. See the silver screws in it?
Yeah.
The white, and then there's a silver screws. That edge in relation to the horizon.
Okay.
That's it. You're doing just fine. Your nose is dropped. Bring it up just a bit. Pull towards you just a touch. A little more. A little more back. There we go.
Okay.
Right about there.
But when I'm turning to the left, I can't really see the horizon, so...
You can't see the horizon except out in front. Right where it angles through. That's it.
Okay.
Cool. So last time you had it here somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Now I'd imagine the horizon somewhere over here.
A little farther, yeah.
A little farther. Again, our nose is pointed down, so that's changing the way that our nose and the horizon relate to each other. You're holding your altitude within 50 feet, right on the money.
Long Beach Factor, Cherokee
This is your second time in a small
east
plane.
end of the breakwater, 3,500
Because
eastbound.
you're looking outside.
Deep turns, Long Beach Factor.
It gives you much more stability than if you're staring at these instruments and going, oh gosh, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now you asked about the rudders. So I have the flight controls for a second.
Yeah, flight
I
control.
have the flight controls. I've got my hinge line going right to Saddleback Peak. Should be the same thing on your side, right?
Yep.
Okay. Watch what happens if I bank the plane left and right without using any rudder. Just watch what the end of the nose does. Okay?
Shifts off.
It's going right and left.
Yeah.
It's going opposite of the way that I'm banking. It's called adverse yaw, and there's aerodynamic reasons for that we can go into another time. If I use rudder the appropriate amount, watch what happens to the nose.
Stays on the line.
It should just pivot
Yeah.
like there's a shish kebab going right through the plane.
Yep.
That? All right.
So traffic.
Notice our ball is staying relatively right in the middle.
3,100
See
to
that?
3,500
Is
south.
this ball supposed to be like the center of gravity?
It's showing you where the G-forces are going.
Lama
Now,
Spectre,
I'll go back to no rudder, watch what happens to the ball.
08 Echo.
Goes off.
1 mile
See that?
east,
Yeah.
east end of the break
Oh.
wall, 3,000.
Now watch what happens if I use too much rudder.
Oh, right, Lama Spectre.
Look out there, too much rudder.
It
See how
also
it's-
shifts off.
It's awful. So the hard part about flying is learning to figure out how much rudder is what you need. And the answer is it depends on feel. But you're looking at that nose and your aim point when you start your turns. So that's what rudder is for. When we pitch the nose up at a high power setting, the plane constantly wants to turn right.
Lama Spectre,
We counter that by giving right rudder.
Echo, about
Okay,
5
so
miles
to counter.
south of Angels Gate. Simulate
Okay, you have
engine
the flight
out.
controls.
Steep spirals over the
Yeah, flight controls.
Cherokee.
Well, John, how's it going? We just flew over PD and did a flight lesson learning the 4 fundamentals. What do you think?
I had a lot to learn. I think the most important thing I learned today was the turning, the descending, and going up while turning. I think that's definitely something I'm going to use for the rest of my career, and very interesting.
Anything that surprised you?
Using these dials was definitely something new. So having to look down and then just a quick scan though, because I was taught to always look at the horizon. The horizon was the #1 thing, and then just do a quick scan, look back up.
Any other thoughts?
Thank you.
Oh, sure. Was it what you expected? You flew before a little bit.
Before, so yeah. I had an idea what it was, but it's always something new while flying, always something different.